Illinois point guard spoke with the 24/7 site Illini Inquirer recently, where he divulged that he watched a lot of Illinois last year and was particularly zeroed in on Kasparas Yakashonis. Here was the exact quote he gave, where he said, "Last year when I played in Mega, I watched a lot of college basketball. I watched Kasparas Yakashonis, and I watched how he played and watched the basketball style, how Illinois played. I like it. It was an easy decision for me to choose Illinois because I like this basketball play." I agree with Petro's assessment. It's tough to watch Kasparas last year and not think this is replicable. I'm actually like, the more and more I think about it, the more and more, like, Card and I did a video on Kylan Boswell yesterday with the coaching staff saying he could be a premier player in the sport. I think this backcourt is vastly being slept on. We saw yesterday the AP poll came out. Illinois ranked 17th. Feels fair, but again, just the more that I've watched both of these guys play, when I've seen the clips of Mihailo that they've released this offseason, there's a ton of potential just for with both he and Boswell, their ability to run an offense, to create, to be versatile, to play off of Big T as well, to get easy buckets or easy shots around the bucket, I should say. Yeah, I think there's like, I get some of the question marks with, can he be better than Kasparas, since Kasparas is the first rounder. The question marks about how does Stojakovic look replacing Will Riley, especially dealing with injuries. But I do think there's a world where it's an even better offense than last year. And Petro is going to play a huge part of that. But what do you make of these quotes, Dion?
Yeah, I think I think the quotes are a little crazy. I don't think you want Petro to play like Kasparas, right? I think that was the whole point of going from Kasparas to Petro. Obviously, Kasparas was going to go to the league, but like stylistically, what's enamored us with Petrovic is that he isn't Kasparas. But I get where he's coming from. He saw another international point guard with international pedigree go to Illinois, make it to the NBA. I'm not saying Petro's goal is the NBA. I don't know what his future holds, but I could see how to somebody from Europe that's very enticing. Like that's what you want
Mhm.
to be a part of. It's familiar. It's something that like could work. I listened to my guy Sweeney on the pod yesterday. I think it was maybe a short yesterday on the channel yesterday. Gian Cart called him out of nowhere and asked him about his Kylan Boswell over Lamar Wilkerson take. It, when he spoke about it, I was like, yeah, that I'm 100% on board. I'm not saying like I also think like Boswell is going to be better than Lamar Wilkerson, but the way he spoke about it, to say there's no shot is equally crazy.
No.
And he's correct. If Boswell can get back to the shooter he was at Arizona, that is like a borderline All-American type of guy because of what he does defensively too, right? Like
Right.
he's going to take your best player out of the game. He can create for himself and others. And if he adds like a near 40% three-point shot to that, yeah, that's an All-American. And you're right. People are sleeping on this backcourt. And I think, I know this is a Petro video. We're sleeping on the backcourt because Sweeney's right. And we're all the ones that are wrong. And that's the portion of this that I think like we have to start turning around on. Like Sweeney's correct. Like Boswell is that dude. He just
Mhm.
had a poor shooting year.
Dion, you okay? You look a little sweaty.
So every August, September, my air conditioning breaks and there's just nothing I can do about it.
Dude, that's tough. Out in California too? Like, I mean, what is it, like 80 degrees still there today?
Today's gonna be like 85, 90, but like peak summer, it gets like 110. My AC just doesn't ever hold up.
I mean, it sounds like it's a bummer that you can't take advantage of Duncan Mechanical Solutions because Duncan Mechanical Solutions is an HVAC company based in Angola, servicing the tri-state area, bringing commercial quality to the residential world with excellent customer service. You heard us talk about Duncan Mechanical last summer. If you need heating or air conditioning, kitchen or bath remodeling, or all of the above, Duncan Mechanical is the place to go in the Midwest. Go to DuncanMechanicalSolutions.com to take advantage and make sure you don't wind up like Dion.
Yeah, and even to your point, Dion, when you look at Kasparas's play style, where he likes the ball in his hands, he likes to facilitate. Overall, Illinois had great ball movement last year. I always go back to when I said for like a week, it lasted just a week. Sorry, Illinois fans, but they were my favorite team to watch in the country when they hit 17 threes at Oregon. It was like, this style of play is so fun when everything's going great. Then Kasparas had the forearm injury and it sort of fell apart. But I think with Kylan just learning how to play alongside and after, yeah, alongside and off of a guy who is that facilitator role. When I think that's one of Kylan's gifts. I think Kylan is awesome at collapsing a defense, kicking out to open shooters. But especially you mentioned it, that 3 point number is key. I mean, he shot 38% through his first 2 seasons before it cratered last year. If he can find the shooting stroke again, that just makes playing off of Petrovic even better, even more easy. Or excuse me, more easier, I should say. um, and Big T can facilitate as well. Like you give him the ball in the high post and let him go to work. You got guys cutting around him, playing like a forwards out style sets. That can be pretty lethal. So, yeah, I just think the potential, the ceiling for this offense is through the roof. And even with Petro, I feel like it's become a bit of a cliche with these Euro dudes who lack some of the top end athleticism to say they play with great pace. But when I watch Petrovic, it's like, dude, this dude controls the game, never gets sped up, but he's also like really freaking fast himself getting down the court. Like the transition game with him leading the break should be just awesome to watch.
Yeah, I agree. I love Petro's game, and I love what Petro brings to the table. I think like my concern with the quote is I just think him and Kasparas bring such different things to the table that it's just like how I don't want you replicating what Kasparas did
Right.
last year. I
I,
want you being yourself.
I'm with you on that. I think Kasparas, like the size and the passing flashes were sick, but I think Petro's quicker. I trust Petro to
Mhm.
get to the rim more easily. I trust Petro to collapse a defense better. Like that's the knock on Kasparas. He settled for too many jumpers. I get that Petro doesn't have the size, but I don't think that's going to be as much of an issue. Like when you watch even the practice highlights Illinois releases, you can't take too much away from it, but you can tell immediately that dude is just a different level of burst, a different level of acceleration, and it might never materialize into an NBA roster spot or maybe meaningful NBA minutes, but it's going to be a nearly elite college skill, in my opinion.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think like I said, I think he brings a lot to the table. And if Boswell is shooting nearly 40% from three, I can't stress that enough. If Boswell is shooting nearly 40% from three, it opens everything up because you also have an Andre and you have a Big T and you got Big Z, I guess, too. And my dog Hum Rizzy. There's a lot of talent on this
Yeah,
roster.
there
If
is.
Petro lives up to the hype, if Boswell shoots 40%, Andre gets healthy. It's why we love this team so much, to be
Yeah.
completely honest.
You're seeing what's the word I'm looking for? Some sort of disconnect between the Evan Mias, the Ken Palms of the world with the AP poll. Uh, good news is we're just a month away from seeing what it actually looks like on the court.